Let's learn how to use quantization in Logic Pro. In this case, I have 3 drum tracks: bass drum and snare drum, hi-hat and cymbals. The tracks are not quantized, and we're going to try to quantize them following different techniques. The first one that I want to show you is the fastest one, and it's basically a real-time quantization that happens to an object. I'm going to mute the other 2 tracks so we can focus on the first one. Let's play the first track by itself with the click. As you can hear, the track was played pretty loosely, and we definitely need to apply quantization to make it more in the pocket. The fastest way to do quantization in Logic is to select the object and then navigate into the top left of the Arrange window, and under Quantize, select the quantization value. In this case, I'm going to choose 16 notes. Remember that the quantization value should be set to be equal or smaller than the smallest subdivision that you played. In this case, I played up to 16 notes, so I'm going to choose a quantization grid or value of 16 notes. As soon as I select the quantization value, my notes are lined up to the closest 16 note. Let's play the track now. As you can hear, it is much more in the pocket and is exactly precisely aligned to my click. Let's do the same for the other tracks. I'm going to select the object, select the quantization value, and the track is quantized. And we're going to do the same for this one. I'm going to unmute these 2 tracks, and let's hear it. By using this approach, I can constantly change my quantization value if I change my mind. For example, let's say that I prefer the hi-hat unquantized, so I'm going to just select it and turn off the quantization. And I can do this at any time during my production. It is very important to understand that it is crucial to select the right quantization value. Let me give you an example. In this case, as I said, I played 16 notes. But if I choose a bigger quantization value, for example, quarter note, let's see what happens. As you can see, every MIDI event was moved to the closest quarter note, which is not exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to go back to 16 notes. If I want to permanently apply the quantization settings that I have chosen, I have to select my quantization value here, select the object, and then by going to the MIDI menu, select Region Parameters, apply quantization settings destructively. I can also press Ctrl Q. By doing so, now my quantization is applied to the actual track. Another way to apply quantization destructively is by doing so from the piano editor. or piano roll editor. In this case, I have to select the notes that I want to quantize and then select the quantization value here in the piano roll window. So if I pick 16 notes, for example, my notes are quantized. This quantization is applied not to the object, but to the actual MIDI events. This is very powerful in case I want to apply different quantization settings to specific notes or events. For example, if I want to quantize only my snares, I can select them and then quantize them. And therefore I am leaving the bass drum unquantized.